Hey peoples, it's the next day and I'm in the middle of installing the window winder. They call it a torque operator. Okay, so let's call it a torque operator for the driver's side window. You can see I've already got it, got the window taken out. I got the bar taken off. And I unwrapped the power line, apparently brand new. What's it called? Torque operator. Look what I got. Take a nice close look at that. Does that look brand new to you? Does that in any way look brand new? It's got rust on it. The teeth on the part where you put the knob is worn down. It's filthy. It's covered in like some kind of grease. Look at that. That's not brand new. That's not brand new by any means. It looks like it's been used for 5 years. I mean, it works. I'm gonna install it. So it's better than the old one. This is the old one, right? And it works, so I'm gonna save it as a backup. But it's let's just say that I can tell that it's on its way out from the way that it opens and closes. It slips a little bit. This one doesn't seem to slip, but you know, I'm also pissed because I paid $20 for this part, and assuming it was brand new. Now the other one I got was brand new. That looks brand new, never used. But yeah, I took some pictures of this, and I'm going to contact the seller, and I'm going to say, dude, you sent me a used part. If he doesn't make it right by sending me a new part, which means I'll have to take this whole thing apart again, but it only takes a few minutes. If he doesn't send me a new part, I'm going to leave him negative feedback. You know, I'm sick of these shitty eBay sellers trying to get one over. And that's why I don't like to buy on eBay anymore. I try to buy everything on Amazon, but this is something that wasn't on Amazon. So, you know, I paid $40 and waited 2 weeks for a couple of parts that weren't the right parts, and one of them's used. So I'm going to put the used one in for now, because I don't know how the outcome's going to be with the seller. But yeah, it kind of pisses me off that I'm going to have to put a used part in. So, okay. The next thing I need to do is, I'm going to show you this, as I skipped showing you it yesterday. That needs to be cut to 7/8 of an inch long. So I'm going to make the slot longer. Oh, and yes, I did clean my lens. Sorry about that. I didn't realize the last week's worth of videos my lens was filthy. This has a little lens cover that covers the lens when I shut the camera off, so I just assume it's always clean. Okay, so all I need to do, very simply, is I'll take this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to be somewhat accurate. As this way. It has the 8s on it. Just measure out the 7/8. So that gives me an idea of how far back I need to drill. Let's get this metal in the middle here. I'm not sure how to get that out of there. So I don't have a file, but I do have a hacksaw blade. Ah, actually that solved the problem. And there we go. That looked pretty straight. Looks legit. But there's only one way to test it. So okay, we got that on. So this should go on just no problem. Why is that's being a lot more rougher than it should be? I'm just looking inside there to see if this used part has any kind of issues in there, but I'll just force it on. I mean, it's gonna have to, something's gonna have to give. Okay, so that's all the way out. So you kind of want it like that. This is a cat from the house that I live in here, and every time I have the van door open, he likes to come up in here and check things out. So it should be pretty simple at this point, because it does require a lot of kind of a bit of finagling to get it all in there, but you get the point. Basically, you just got to get that thing to seat all the way down, and then you put it back in. And then I basically mark the holes for drilling. So that's where we're at. Okay, like I mentioned before, this actually goes in, and it doesn't go in flush. It goes in a little bit of an angle. So you see what I mean by the angle? So this is where I'll drill the holes. Actually, I think the angle is going to be the other way. Should be like that, because you want this bar to come out as far as possible. All right, let's drill this. That's all there is to it. So that's how you put the holes in. I'm just going to wrestle that bar back in, screw it down. Then I'm going to put some insulation on the window. Okay, for window prep. First thing we got to do is, if you can see that, we got this really old crusty. This one isn't going to come off as easy as the other one. The other one just basically fell off. But there you go. So it's obvious. I can tell which side of the van got more exposure, because this is a little more intact. Well, not much. You can hear from the sound of the crackle that this stuff is. Look at that. It's practically shot. So there goes that. And the next step is to take some of my turtle wax label and sticker removal, put it on a paper towel, and I'm not worried about getting it on the window because I'm going to clean that later. Basically use this all around the edge. And what I'm trying not to do is get it up in this. Actually, you can't see that. Up in this, because you see that is actually a strip too with some fuzzy stuff on it. That's like a secondary seal, so I don't want to get it in there, because that'll weaken the adhesive holding that in place. So that's kind of like why I'm using the paper towel method. So now I'm going to take a clean paper towel, put a little bit of Windex on it. Going to go ahead and go around the whole outside of the window again. It feels, against the glove, it feels pretty dry, because the Windex evaporates really quick. For this, which is that clay, it's that cheap clay stuff I got at Ace Hardware for insulating windows. Double strip all the way around. But I'm putting it right in the crease where the old stuff was. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and break it here. Now the rest of the people in the house right now are playing Dungeons and Dragons, so I'm talking about the wife, the kids, everybody. So my friends are pretty cool. I'm out here doing this and they're in there doing that. And they invited me to play, but I'd rather do this. I got to get this van done. I can't live here forever, and on top of not being able to live here forever, I kind of got an OCD thing where once I start a project, I basically have to keep going full steam, or I lose interest and then I never complete it. So I can't afford to not complete this project. And I don't mean this project as in this window, I mean the van as a whole, for getting it prepared for full-time travel, full-time living I should say. It's not going to be that much travel. It's going to be a lot of living. A lot more living than I've been doing. At least that's how I hope it's going to be. What's interesting is I watched my... as of tomorrow, it'll be 6 months since I made my first video. My first video blog about this whole experience, and I'll probably do some kind of anniversary thing for it. I don't really know what. Maybe it'll just be me blabbing. So here we go. See, I got a single, what they call it, a double strip or whatever, all the way around. And I didn't really push it in there yet, but I'm going to double that up. So I'm going to do a second one on top of that, but I'm going to make the second one a little thicker. So I got this thicker piece. I'm just going to put it around the edge over here, which you can't see. This side of the window sticks out a little further than the other corners. What I'm doing is basically just flattening this out so that there's an edge at the bottom, so that the clay fills this entire little trough area up to there. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you kind of want it in there because you don't want it to slip out. I'm not going to put any more on because I don't really know how this is going to fit yet. This might be too much or might not be enough. So I'm just going to let it ride, and the next thing I'm going to do is get all this greasy, nasty. The inside of this is really nasty. So, and this is the real Windex with real ammonia in it. So, and I know this is tinted glass. You're not supposed to do that with tinted glass, but this is going to be the one and only time I do it, because I really needed to break that grease and nasty. So that's soaked in really nice. Let's put in, but on the outside is far more nasty because it's got all the elements run into it. So you can actually hear the paper towel scrape against the imperfections on the outside of the glass. Really, you'd need a glass window, some kind of buffing agent to get that stuff out of the glass. But to be honest with you, this glass is in really good shape, so I'm not gonna bother with it, even though it could be better. It's good enough. You have to remember, I'll be looking at this through a screen anyway, so it's not like you're gonna see all the perfection anyway. You're looking through a vinyl screen. So how this works is you kind of have to. There's a lip up here where you have to get the lip up in that lip. Push it on this little pin. I just realized, can you see that? There's paint overspray on the outside of the glass. That's paint. So somebody was spray painting white out here. So it's more than just I can actually see the raindrops more than that, it's paint. So I'm gonna really have to. I'm probably take a wax, a really fine automotive wax to the windows. But in any case, see that pin? You can see it or not. Let's see it right there. Basically, I gotta just, there, you can see that pretty clear. So you just push that up in there. Just like that. Then you put your cotter pins back in and you're done. That's it. That'll be the end of the build. The end of the, not the end of the build. Geez, I wish it was. The end of the project. So, really I'm just gonna, once I clamp this down, I'm gonna go ahead and push the, I'm gonna put a little WD-40. Put a little WD-40 on this. And that will, lubricate so that the clay doesn't stick to it. So I'm going to do that next, and then I'm going to go ahead and push the window really hard up against this, and then that will make a really good seal. And that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed this. This is definitely much longer than normal, but I wanted to show you this is probably a really common thing that people need to fix in their road trucks, and man, there were no videos on it, so I figured I'd make one for you. And even though I didn't have the right part, I still made it work. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and until next time. Hey, thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, be sure to subscribe, share, and like. And we'll see you guys next time. Say hi, Ernie.